on in his life than he lets on. And some of those secrets can be quite incriminating. So given that he's a public figure for quite a long time now, many of his secrets are out in the open. But not many people know about all of them. So the list below is going to give you some of the more hidden ones. Now before we begin, make sure you hit that subscribe button to get notified every day for more amazing content. With that being said, let's begin. Number 10, racism, right where it all started. Donald Trump has made it clear repeatedly over the last year about how much of a racist he actually is, be it off or over a podium. However, it is not a habit he has taken a fancy to in recent cases. Way back in 1973, when he was only 27, he was accused of utter discrimination against the Native and African Americans that were taking up residence in the Trump Village, which is the residential campus that has 7 towers of 23 floors spread over 40 acres in Coney Island. It was reported that only 7 of the 3,700 apartments the campus has was taken up by non-white residents. Like every other allegation, he outright denied any such conscious decision on his part, but the reports of so many activist organizations are most certainly not baseless. However, this is certainly not a spotlight debut that Donald Trump would want to boast about. Number 9, the secret of maintaining secrets. So soon after Donald Trump and the family took up position as the President of the United States, there was news of a certain confidentiality agreement that the employees of the White House were asked to sign. The agreement bound the employees in a confidentiality contract where they cannot make any information or secret learned about the Trump family public under any circumstances. The news channel reported the contract to be retroactive and lasting forever, which in layman's terms means that if Donald Trump was trying to hide his past, present, and probably future actions, now he gets to do so in a legitimate way. So the first action taken by him as the new POTUS was to do away with transparency. Now one wonders, what secret exactly does Donald Trump and his family have that they need to protect so badly from the public eye, and why? Number 8, the Spy magazine fiasco. Now here are some fun facts about the serious allegations as well. Given his track record, Donald Trump is known for doing not so sensible things, and that the line can be interpreted in more ways than one. However, it is now something he has picked up recently with age. This story of Spy magazine that tells us it was inherent talent that he has possessed for so long. Back in 1990, the satirical magazine called Spy thought of playing a little prank on some of the big shots of the US. And they were so serious about it that they went and set up a registered company and named it National Refund Clearinghouse so that they can send out checks of tiny amounts to celebrities legally in the name of a refund as an overcharge. Among the first 58 victims, Trump was one. But as expected from a man of his stature, he went and cashed the check of $1.11 along with 26 other recipients. Now don't be surprised when you hear that he cashed the second one of 64 cents and the last one of 13 cents as well. And that last group, his sole companion was a Saudi Arabian arms dealer. Now you can say that the rest of the big names were also equally eager to get their hands on free money, but none of them are currently living in the White House right now. Number 7, when being a millionaire hurt his feelings. Back in 2009, Donald Trump got really mad for being called a millionaire instead of a billionaire by author Timothy O'Brien in his book Trump Nation: The Art of Being the Donald. So much so that he filed a $5 billion lawsuit against him for the claim. When the lower court dismissed the claims of defamation, he argued that such information from anonymous sources could lead to actual malice standard needed by public figures to prevail in any libel suit. But New Jersey appeals court failed to see the point in the whole issue. And for someone whose actions should speak of his power, Trump sure did not do a good display of it. Number 6, political status of the First Lady's parents. Perhaps the binding contract we talked about in the beginning covers up a lot of secrets, including the ones that lead to hypocrisy. In the week following up to the congressional debate on immigration laws, White House has once again refused to talk about the immigration status and political affiliations of the president's parents-in-law. For the last few months, the POTUS has been supporting bills of immigration restriction and deportation, while the father of his current wife, Melania, is reportedly a Slovenian and also also a communist. He signed up to the party when the country was still Yugoslavia and under Marshal Tito's dictatorship. Melania herself grew up as a socialist and, following the traditional atheism of the communists, was not a baptized Christian either. So, as it seems, his own wife's past life is everything that Donald Trump is trying to stand against, and so obviously it is one of those issues that the White House would want to remain quiet about. Number 5. The Trump University Scandal. When Donald Trump started his campaigning as the presidential candidate, a lot of his previous forgotten issues came up in the news and on the internet. This particular one is not exactly a hidden secret, but is still something they try to keep under wraps as much as possible. In 2005, the non-profit and non-accredited Trump University was established to impart real estate training programs. But it did go defunct in 2010 thanks to the surging number of lawsuits brought forward by the students who claimed to be cheated. As per the complaints of the students, they had to pay thousands of dollars for classes and lectures, which were no better than the information they found on a quick Google search. In March 2017, the long-drawn litigation finally ended with a federal judge claiming a $25 million settlement between the students and the president. It supposedly included money claimed by more than 6,000 Trump University students. To make light of the situation in his own quirky way, Trump accused the judge Gonzalo Curiel of being Mexican and thus biased. It turned out the man was actually from Indiana this whole entire time. Number 4. Trump and bankruptcies, a never-ending saga. For all those arguments of being a billionaire and nothing short of it, Donald Trump has sure gone through more bankruptcies than he should have. Even though he has not personally been declared insolvent ever, but rather has been far from it, a number of properties that had his name or his shares were declared bankrupt from time to time. Starting from the Trump's Taj Mahal, the man orchestrated the firing of a Marvin Rothman, a gaming industry analyst who forecasted the failure of the casino when it opened in 1990. Though Rothman filed a case against him for intimidation and threatening, within the next 6 months the casino filed for bankruptcy, thus making the whole situation much clearer and also quite hilarious. His properties went short of money for 5 more times, including one of them doing it twice. One does not need to be a Wall Street expert to smell that something fishy is going on here. Number 3. Trump, tabloids' favorite child. Now, it is hard to imagine Trump as a child, but be honest, the phrase here goes perfectly for the president. He has been the primetime discussion of many news channel debates, and there was a time when his parents' lineage came to public knowledge. Now, we all know by now how much Trump hates immigrants, so much so that he reminds the world of a certain short-height, race-hating person. He is all for the arguments that it is the foreigners for whom the country is not being able to be great again. But if one digs a deep bit into his origin, the answers are almost hilarious. Staying true to the debate that every white person on American soil is actually an immigrant, it turns out that Trump's maternal side is from Scotland and his paternal ancestry is German. Now, the most recent allegations for affairs that have been in the tabloids for a while are one with the former Playboy model Karen McDougal and another with the porn star Stormy Daniels. But let's not forget the time when he had a sensational affair with actress Marla Maples, all the while staying married with his first wife, Ivana Trump, and called the whole situation a beautiful and bowl of cherries. His current wife Melania has herself said that when Trump asked her for her number, he was married to Maples as well, and it was at a party where he brought some other woman as a date. Number 2. Did America elect him or Russia? So here comes the most important question of the status of American presidency. Was the election rigged? Trump's election has been poisonous from the very start with conspiracy theories. His election was linked with Russia by all political opponents. Soon, however, things changed. Instead of political opponents, the topic became a discussion of everyone in the country other than his fanatic supporters. The FBI reportedly suggested that Trump's campaign was supported by the Russians. Since then, Mueller investigation has revealed that the Russians were involved in the election and had many fake accounts as well as sponsored advertisements on Facebook and Twitter that swung the election to Trump. Trump's son-in-law Jared Kushner tried to get a permanent direct private line to the Kremlin to get established for him for private negotiations. Also, Trump has publicly praised Putin numerous times, and when he is not contradicting himself on social media, is an ardent fan of the Russian president. While it cannot be absolutely certainly said that Trump was in collusion with Putin and Russia, the truth may soon be revealed by Mueller's investigation, which is something that the Trump family definitely does not want to have happen. Even though the president and his family do not seem to take a hint, even after so many accusations and allegations and actual proofs of social misconduct, proof of such a crime should at least have some mark. One can hope. Number 1, the excruciating numbers. Now, this is more of a psychological observation than an actual one. but it still holds true. Every other day you read the newspaper or watch the news, you are scared to death about something he is about to do. You are shocked reading about something that he has done in the past. But it is one thing reading about one incident at a time. However, when the numbers are projected together, it gives a whole different and quite a disturbing scenario. As it seems, the commander of one of the biggest powers in the world has been part of 3,500 lawsuits, among which in 1,450 cases he was a defendant either in person or as the shareholder of a company, which means that the allegations were against him or his organizations. Now, if you are thinking about the seriousness of these cases, 169 of such lawsuits were federal. Some of them included allegations of sexual harassment and rape, and this man is still the president. Also, as someone sues others for saying he is not a billionaire, he has also been held responsible for non-payment of taxes by the New York Department State of Taxation and finance for his various real estate properties spread all over the country. These are the 10 most shocking secrets out of the many secrets.